Facilities Best Practices, Lesson 2, Corral Setup. When designing a cattle handling facility, either permanent or temporary, it is a good idea to list all of the tasks the facility is intended to be used for and design the facility and acquire proper equipment to accommodate those tasks. Prioritize this list if the facility must be built in phases, and make sure the most important tasks are considered and needs fulfilled first. Once you have determined what tasks you want to use your facility for, you need to think of how to lay out the facility and equipment so that cattle move easily and safely through the facility. There are many barriers, most easily overcome, to easy cattle movement, and often the biggest barrier is that of cattle are simply distracted. Cattle typically slow, stop, or change direction when they encounter new or unfamiliar situations or surroundings, such as the floor surface, i.e. transitioning from dirt to concrete. Footing and traction, that means perhaps slippery conditions. Lighting, cattle move best from dark to light areas. Additional items that cause cattle to slow or stop or move erratically might include people, cattle, or other animals in their path or peripheral vision, unfamiliar odors, shadows, or intense light beams, equipment, trash, or other objects in their path or hanging on gates or alley walls, water or mud puddles, shiny reflective objects or surfaces, a perceived dead end such as a 90-degree corner, a change in height of flooring surface such as a step up or a step down, moving or flapping objects, changes in alley width, loud or sudden noises, banging, clanging, jingling noises from chains. The correct angle of incline on ramps is very important to promote successful movement. As a general guideline, ramps should be 25 degrees or less for adjustable ramps and 20 degrees for less or non-adjustable ramps. A 20-degree or less ramp incline is preferred, but may make the ramp too long in some cases. The following items are critical to proper ramp and chute design. Portable or adjustable ramps should have cleats spaced 8 inches apart with cleat dimensions of 1 or 1.5 inches square. Concrete ramps should have steps with a 3.5 to 4 inch rise for each 12 to 18 inches of tread. Surfaces should be made non-slip, such as through deep grooving of concrete. A single width design should be 30 to 32 inches in width and have solid sides. This may need to be adjusted, though, to prevent cattle from jamming. Chutes should have solid size to reduce cattle exposure to outside distractions. If possible, ramps should have a flat dock for cattle to step onto when they exit the truck or before they enter the ramp. The flat landing is especially important when animals are unloading from a truck. The flat landing should be a minimum 5 feet long for cattle at feedlots and stockyards. At beef packing plants, the level landing should be a minimum of 10 feet long. Cattle handling facilities are often temporary or portable installations, allowing the facility to be moved from site to site and even reconfigured as necessary for various tasks. Inspect each piece as it is set up and repair or replace any items that are not in good repair. All components should be set up on level site to facilitate stability, and each piece should be securely anchored to adjacent pieces of equipment. Attachment techniques may vary, but chains and pin loop setups are common methods of attachment. Ideally, wire or other potentially injurious items should not be used. The chute is often the critical point in facility setup, so choosing an appropriate location and setting the chute may be the first task when setting up. If loadout is the main goal, position the loading chute ramp first. Set up the remainder of the equipment from the working and or loading chute continuing back in a reverse order of cattle flow. Panels may often be open style or solid sided as appropriate to facilitate cattle movement. This image shows an open panel on the side nearest the handler so that the cattle may see him and easily move as he directs. The far side panel is semi-solid to prevent cattle from being distracted from anything behind that panel. Widths of lead-up alleys should be adjusted to match the type of cattle being worked. If adjustable alley panels are used, ensure that the adjusting mechanisms are latched in place following adjustment. Gates should swing freely in the direction or directions necessary and have latches that are secure yet easy to operate. Gates and crowding tubs should be free to move as designed and should stop where appropriate. Tubs should be positioned to help handlers work cattle efficiently in appropriate size groups. Probably half full on crowding tubs is the correct size for a group. If backstops are used in the alley, they must be positioned for the size of cattle, low enough to prevent backing, but high enough not to slow stop movement of cattle. Periodic inspection and maintenance of parts such as cables, pulleys, latches, hinges should be followed by timely repairs as needed. The hitch, axle, wheels, bearings, and tires should be included in the case of portable chutes. Ramps, chutes, alleys, and crowding pens should be kept free of trash, debris, and other potential distractions. The following image details the setup of a portable system that includes a bud box. This image shows the setting of the working chute and first panels, attaching bows to the panels forming the lead-up alley. The first gate is brought in and attached. The perimeter fence and bud box are in place. A sorting gate is placed at the working chute exit. Here is the complete setup for working cattle. If you would like additional information on corral design and animal handling, you can go to the Ohio State University Beef Team website. In the library, we have a bulletin called Cattle Handling and Working Facilities.